So, today's game is a side-scrolling platformer, and those of you who've been around for a while know that I'm not the most fond of side-scrolling platformers, largely because I'm not particularly good at them. But, I have to show the games that I think are good, and I think this one is good. As you can see, it's called Magic Gear, with the sort of subtitle of Tactical Espionage Magic. It's obviously a riff on the Metal Gear, and it is an entry to a game jam, the Magical Girl game jam, that had kind of very Metal Gear themed concepts in it. So I think that's a lot of the reason why it's themed that way. It also, interestingly, describes itself as steampunk under the informational elements here, which I wouldn't really classify it as. I mean, I guess a little bit. Doesn't really have a lot of that theming, so if you're looking for like the heavy steampunk theming, I don't think it's quite there. It's not very kind of Steamworks heavy, for the most part. I mean, it's just moving things with a little bit of cog work in the background and an occasional hiss here and there of steam. And as you can see, the big boss looks, I suppose, a bit steampunky. Also, it's not particularly punky because we're an agent for an agency. It doesn't really say what agency we're an agent for. I think Metal Gear, we were an agent for CIA. It was like a CIA sub-agency or something like that. Here in Magic Gear, they're not really clear, so it's not really punky. So it's not particularly steamy, it's not particularly punky. I don't know. Is it steampunk? It's not. These kind of genres or subgenres are not really well defined, so you'll have to decide for yourselves. But yeah, anyway, and we have keys here. Move and crouch is arrow keys or WASD. Jump is Z. Attack is X. Phase is C. And roll is down and Z. Which we'll test in the game. I think a couple of them don't actually work. I don't know if they're things that we unlock later. I didn't really play quite enough into it to unlock anything. I don't know how close I was to the boss either. But yeah, we'll have a look. We'll play a little bit of gameplay and give a little bit of critique afterwards. And that's it. So I hope you like the showcasing. Let's click on Run Game, and we'll load it up. It's Construct 3, which is an engine I've never really sort of tried working with, but I have seen some good games come out of it. And let's maximize the screen. So, Tactical Espionage Magic Gear. Now, what is it doing? How did it go big? Alright, so we've pressed any button. Let's have a look, see that we're going well. The general, who is some kind of cat person, fox person, not sure. Anyway, says Pax, that is our name, because we are pacifists. I know you're off duty, but we don't have time for formalities. My tummy's rumbling, so let's get straight to the point. A mechanical base is being built in the Silent Forest. That is us there in the green for some reason. We look like Girl Scout more than Secret Agent. I don't know. Anyway, a mechanical base is being built in the Silent Forest. Intel confirms it's a growing threat. I sent agents to investigate and all were captured. Your objective is to infiltrate this base and deactivate the Magic Gear, the heart of the base. So there's some sort of device in the center called the Magic Gear that we need to disrupt. Rescue your comrades and they'll provide you with items to aid your journey. Maybe that's where we get the roll and the phase, whatever it is. The mission needs to be stealthy and quiet. In other words, minimal damage. I'll use my gloves to immobilize opponents with a flash. I've never understood this pacifist nonsense of yours, but for an infiltration mission, it fits like a glove. Get it? A glove? You wear gloves? Okay, that was a bad joke. Now go. I have a lasagna waiting for me. A portal will drop you at the forest entrance. Be careful, the game has some bugs that haven't been fixed yet, so a little bit of fourth wall breaking there. Good luck, Pax. And we are in. So, we were covered with a cloak and hat for some reason. I don't know why. And there we are. So, left and right with WASD, down to, not WASD, I'm using the arrow keys, because there are sort of fire buttons things on the left, so I prefer to use the whole keyboard. It's been a while since we played sort of two-player on one keyboard, and that's when you have to kind of pack your keys in tightly. I suppose it's a remnant of that. But we are here. We are the strange green person. We can also jump with... What was jump? Z. Z is jump. So there's like a quick jump and then a bigger jump if we hold down Z. So yeah. A little jump to get up little things and a big jump. Okay, so now we have the tree. Now if I press down, so I'm not holding down, I just press down. If I hold down and press Z, we should roll, but we don't. So I think that's possibly something that we haven't unlocked yet. If we jump while there isn't anything above us, we exit out of the crouch state. So here we have our first opposition. Now the glowing circles appear to be, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be spotlights or anything like that. They don't actually damage us, but they fire off an alert that then has a countdown that we have to wait for. But we can duck underneath it and jump out of it. Now these guys actually fire off rounds in all directions if we disturb them. But what we can do is use our attack to stun them. So we go choo, and they stun for a short period of time. And then we can jump out, duck out of that, drop down here, crouch under that. And we have cleared those enemies in the standard side-scroller platform manner. And now we have entered the base. And we have more opponents. Now those sort of flowery things, you can see the one kind of the top right that the rightmost spotlight is just clipping at the moment. Those are where the bullets come from if we trigger an alert, but otherwise they're quite... we don't have to worry about them. Let's drop down here. Oh shit. No, okay, those guys will explode if they get to touch us. But we can hide in the corner here and dodge them. Oh, I clipped a bit of damage here. Oh, no, not good. Bad. Double plus good. We're taking damage. Okay. I got hurt there. Can't actually shoot from down here. I can stun him. I'm very low on health, but I'm just showing off the game. There's a dude there. Okay. Alert is done. I think I'm going to die soon. Wrong button. Okay, and I died. And unfortunately, death takes us back to the beginning. Now there is like checkpoints, and when you go to a checkpoint, your health gets refilled, and if something stops you, you get bounced back to the checkpoint. Like if you fall off into a bottomless pit or something like that. But I think if you die, you still get game over. I don't know if continue will then take you back to the checkpoints or back to the beginning. Anyway, so that's the game, and that's all the gameplay I'm going to show. I think it's obvious that it's a pretty cute game. It's a pretty solid side-scrolling platformer, but I do have some issues with it. First of all, the usual complaint, there are no quality of life controls. In fact, there are no sound controls or anything at all. Remember that this is for a game jam, so I mean that is to be expected, but it would be nice if there was controls somewhere along the lines. Sounds, I mean the sounds were fine. They were a little bit 8-bitty, you know, bleepy bloopy, which I'm not the fondest of. I mean the graphics look better than that, so the sounds could be quite fantastic. The music's not bad as well. It's a fairly cool theme. I don't know if it's really actiony, but it works. So obviously the point is that it works, and it's the kind of stuff you would expect from a game that's rushing to get into a game jam. So yeah, I mean it's absolutely fine. I would just like a fair bit more work on the sounds, just to try and get them a bit chunkier, a bit bassy, a bit more realistic. And the music I think could do with being a little bit more, still quite laid back, but more actiony, energy infused rather than this kind of chill vibes. I don't know if there's like different sounds for boss fights and things like that. Yeah, the art's fantastic. It's a very, very pretty game. I mean, our character's very good. Although, like I said, she does look like a bit like a girl guide who's coming to sell cookies more than anything else. Maybe that should be her disguise to try and get it. But yeah, otherwise it's all good. I don't know if we can have a look down here. Does her uniform change at all? No, her looks don't change or anything. So we're remaining in girl guide looks for the whole way through, which is fine. It's a perfectly effective character, especially for a pacifist character. That's all good. Yeah, but I mean, the art in general is fine. Again, I didn't think it was particularly steampunky. I didn't get that vibe from it. I was quite surprised to see this here when I came and looked down for it. I mean, I can see in the aftermath that that's kind of what it looked like, but while playing it, I did not get that. But yeah, I mean, it's magic themed. That's fine. Emotion elements, again, like I said, I don't know what agency we're belonging. Who is the general of what? What is the lore in the background? Obviously, that kind of thing doesn't really pop up very often in submissions to game jams, because the game jams don't really care much about the lore. They're all about sort of just the immediate playability and that kind of thing. So I mean, that's fine. But I mean, if this game gets taken further by the developers make quite a few games. If you go and have a look at his view all, there's a lot there to have a look at. So I do recommend that. But yeah, if he does take this further, I would just add some lore in some way visible. But before that, I would add in quality of life controls, and an idea of this kind of information should be in the game, not in the itch.io page, as the very sort of basic element. There's no sort of tutorial or anything like that to use the keys. You had to have read this to find out what's going on. But yeah, again, fine for a game jam, not so good for a game that you want people to take seriously over and above the game jam. And that's it, really. That's just my quick critiques. I think aside from all of that, it's a really, really good game. The link will be in the description, so come and give it a click. It is just a play and browser game, so it is literally 2 clicks away from you to actually go and give it a play. And then give the developer some love down in the comments below. That's always a good idea. At the very least, and then maybe sort of rate the game in itch.io, and I don't know if you'll be able to rate it or at least comment on it in the game jam, and those kinds of things. Give these devs that make the good stuff some love, some attention, so that they are inspired to continue giving us an alternative to the ridiculously overpriced, underproduced mainstream games that we need to bring to heel and have them respect us. Anyway, and that's all you have for me. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to try and get this channel up and running a little bit. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.